Healthy Lifestyle Crib presents Law of Attraction. Since the publication of The Secret, which has sold over 19 million copies, the concept of the law of attraction has gained widespread attention and acceptance. According to the law of attraction, if you focus your mind on something strongly enough, it will come to fruition in some form, be it an event, an object, or a person. In my opinion, the law of attraction is 99% mostly true. I disagree with the premise that you may harness the thinking powers of the cosmos to materialize your desires, because the logic behind this effect seems counterintuitive to me. You and I both have this thing perched on top of our skulls that we call a brain, and I prefer to think of it as a problem-solving machine. This is how our genetic code has been able to endure for millions of years, by ensuring that you will always be able to overcome any challenge you face. When you present your brain with a challenge, it immediately begins working to find a solution. Okay, so it's freezing outside, so let's make a fire and find someplace to sleep. Since we are starving, we will have to get some food in some way. You want to ensure that your genes are passed down. Alright, so we need to find a partner, and luckily, our problem-solving machine is the most effective of its kind in the entire universe. Because of the superiority of our problem-solving mechanism, we humans have risen to the top of the food chain, surpassing the other 8 million species on Earth. Moreover, we share 99.9% of the coding of this problem-solving machine, or DNA, with every other human being on the planet. It's safe to conclude that the bulk of people have a similarly potent problem-solving machine, and that includes brilliant scientists, amazing athletes, and powerful people. Because we are so excellent at finding solutions to problems, the law of attraction is effective. If you set a challenge before your problem-solving robot, once you make the decision to lose weight and begin visualizing yourself as thinner, your brain begins searching for resources that will help you achieve your goal. They conclude that this must be an example of the law of attraction at work in the cosmological forces. All of these forum posts on ketosis or intermittent fasting, as well as the coincidence of running into someone who offers you fitness advice, are not the result of the universe conspiring to set you up. Those chances have always been available. This law applies to anything. It's just that you don't notice them unless you're constantly preoccupied with the topic of weight loss. If you desire to be wealthy, picture yourself already there in your mind. If you really want a girlfriend, all you have to do is visualize yourself already successful and focus on that. Now, you may say, well, this is intruders. Many of the things people wish to go places they never show up. Sadly, the law of attraction can't account for every circumstance. In other words, you can't just put your mind to it and have it materialize. With the law of attraction, there are 4 major mistakes that prevent people from getting what they want. Number 1. They made the rookie mistake of not challenging their brains anymore. People spend a lot of time drinking, watching TV or Netflix and skimming through social media, playing video games, and generally avoiding sitting down and contemplating the problems that need to be solved in their lives. Following this, it becomes so fearful of the future that it attempts to incapacitate itself in whatever manner it can. If you tell folks you want to be successful and start your own business, they'll essentially shut down their machine. In contrast, you regularly spend half of each week engrossed in a substance or activity that alters your perception of reality, such as marijuana, alcohol, television, or porn. No matter how hard you try, you won't be able to fix this since, surprise, your computer isn't even on. Number 2. People make is attempting to find solutions to issues that simply cannot be solved. There are certain issues that complex challenge is beyond the capabilities of your problem solver. There is no right response. For instance, if you're in a toxic relationship, that's only one example. You two had been together for a very long time, but recently things have turned sour between you two. You spend a lot of time worrying about how to mend the relationship when, in reality, it may be something you can't truly solve, what with all the arguing, breaking up, and getting back together, manipulation, and lack of trust. There are situations where no amount of effort will produce a satisfactory outcome, and it's best to give up and go on. Attempting to change the past is another example of a problem that cannot be solved. The majority of us devote considerable time to dwelling on our previous mistakes and regrets. The thought crosses my mind frequently, I really should have said that to so-and-so back in high school, or I really should have done this. By doing so, you are instructing a problem-solving machine to attempt an impossible task. It's a waste of time because there's no way to fix it by going back in time. Number 3. Is that people feed their brains conflicting information. If I had to pick one thing that people do wrong that has a huge impact but often goes unnoticed, I'd say this is it. If you're interested in dating and want to become serious about it, you dwell on it constantly, even as you dwell on the reasons you don't merit a romantic partnership. Most people who are currently single and would like to be in a relationship have low self-esteem and are unsure of their ability to attract a partner of the other sex. In this situation, you are giving a problem-solving machine two tasks to complete. First and foremost, attempts to initiate romantic connections. Secondly, search for evidence that demonstrates that I will never enter into a romantic partnership. To uncover evidence that you'll never be in a relationship, you'll start behaving in a way that will make it such that you won't be in a relationship. This solves the second difficulty but not the first. Another case in point is the buddies I've had from childhood. They claim they want to be their own boss and bring in a lot of cash, but they also say they fear taking risks and won't undertake anything unless they're absolutely sure they can succeed. First and foremost, try to think of a way to launch a business that will generate a lot of money. Secondly, seek evidence that attempting a risk is neither acceptable nor doable. Because if you are looking for proof that risk is not conceivable, you will pass up any opportunity that could eventually turn into a flourishing business. Your brain is once again unable to tackle problem 1 while looking for answers to problem 2. Number 4 and final mistake people make is not giving their brain enough time to figure out a solution. Let's imagine you want to develop a firm that brings in 6 figures per year. Realistic, how long do you think it would take, even if you knew exactly what to do? You're not the smartest person in the room, and you certainly aren't the brightest, so it will take at least a year or 2 of hard effort for you to achieve your objective from scratch. If you don't have any idea what to do, then it could take you 2 to 10 years of asking your problem-solving machine to figure this out. A lot of individuals are impatient and see the law of attraction as a waste of time. I'll give my 6-figure business a lot of thought for a week or a month, but if you ask any wildly successful entrepreneur how their first model business went, they'll all tell you that it sucked horribly. The reason they were able to eventually find success was because they kept asking the problem-solving machine to figure it out. To make the law of attraction work for you, you must be able to activate your own problem-solving mechanism. Ask it over and over again to make sure you're asking an issue that can be addressed and to cleanse your head of any other problems that might contradict the one you're trying to solve. Because of this, despite all this hocus-pocus about thinking and visualizing your goals, it all seems like nonsense. Visualizing one's end goal and dwelling on it frequently sends a clear message to one's problem-solving system. I want that. Let's go to work, and so is a very potent and efficient technique. It's that easy. Thanks for watching Healthy Lifestyle Crib.